Hi, I'm Jeff Potter, author of Cooking for Geeks. I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate panna cotta using agar instead of gelatin. Agar is great for this because unlike gelatin, you can use this for making vegetarian dishes. The second thing is agar actually sets really quickly. So if you want to make a dessert and be able to eat it in 20 minutes and you want it to be panna cotta, this is the way to go. Now there's two types of agar that you can usually buy. The first type is a flake variety and the second type is a powdered form. I suggest working with the powdered form if you can get it. Most grocery stores actually will carry the flake variety, but the flake variety requires soaking in water for a while in advance and still kind of leaves a larger texture that you have to kind of work with and takes a few minutes when boiling and cooking with it. Whereas the powder form, you can just add directly into your recipe and it will set when it gets to temperature. I suggest weighing out the agar. I use a small scale that actually is precise down to 1/100 of a gram. Not that you need to be that precise. But when you're working with agar, you want about a 0.5% to 2% concentration, and it's a lot easier to do that by weight. So to make the chocolate panna cotta, I'm going to start by taking my pan, putting it on heat, adding in some milk, some cream, and some powdered sugar, and also the agar, and then I'll whisk it together, and we'll let it come up to temperature. And while it's coming up to temperature, I'll also put in a vanilla bean here. So it's come up to a boil. I've been stirring it just to kind of make sure that the vanilla bean gets mixed around. Fetch the vanilla bean out. Don't burn your fingers while doing it. And then with the heat off, drop in your chocolate. And this will cause the chocolate to melt without really burning it, which is kind of an easy way of melting chocolate. So drop in your chocolate and it'll melt just from the amount of heat that's in the pan. Let it sit for about a minute or so, and then stir it and we'll add in the egg yolk. So it's been about a minute. The chocolate's had a chance to melt. Stir it together just to kind of quickly incorporate it. Take your 2 egg yolks and drop them in. Dropping the chocolate and the eggs in after like this is just an easy way to prevent from overcooking or overheating them, but at the same time still letting them do their thing and thicken the panna cotta. And the egg yolk really in this case is as much about flavor as it is about texture. The agar is really providing the firmness. Once you've got the panna cotta mixed together, go ahead and transfer it into whatever molds you're going to be using. So now that I have these poured out, I'm going to pop them in the fridge. They'll firm up in about 20 to 30 minutes. So it's been about 20 minutes. I've pulled the panna cotta out of the fridge. I'm going to take a knife, run it around the edge, and unmold it onto a plate. So the agar is really nice to work with because it's really firm, so you can actually kind of move stuff around if you want. In this case, I'm just going to throw some raspberries on top, a little bit of powdered sugar. You could dress it up with, chocolate sauce, raspberry sauce, kind of anything you can kind of think of. And that's a quick way of making chocolate panna cotta.